Hey friends, what a day, huh? It's hot. I don't like it. So let's not think about how hot it is and instead think about this 1999 classic, Office Space. So, actors in Office Space. Ron Livingston as Peter.
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
David Herman as Michael Bolton. No relation.
What's up, G?
AJ Naidu as Samir.
I am also not a pussy.
Stephen Root as Milton. My favorite. Gary Cole as Bill Lumberg. And there's a character named Joanna. She's played by some actress. Y'all might not recognize her.
I don't really like talking about my flair.
And of course, this movie was directed and written by Mike Judge. He's done all kinds of great things, including Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill, and Silicon Valley. So the premise of Office Space is just like normal people living normal lives. Peter is the main character and he hates his job and he works at some kind of software company. He goes to a occupational hypnotherapist who essentially hypnotizes him, and then he stops caring about pretty much everything. I mean, he cares about his friends and stuff, but he stops like having anxiety, I guess is a good way to describe it, about his job and just like all the things that give us anxiety in general. And then because the software company he works for is going through a restructuring where a bunch of people are getting fired, including his friends, he decides to steal from his company. The story is really solid. It's a very simple premise. What is fun about this movie is all the little details. And man, the details are really good. They're spot on. I have worked in many offices over my years, and I can tell you, I hate them. And I've worked in retail, and I have even worked as a barista, and I would say that I enjoyed retail and barista work way more than office work because everyone, when you work retail or something, like everyone is in the trenches together. Like you're united around a common enemy, which is the customer. But like in an office, there's just office politics. You've always got, well, like all the jokes, right, in Office Space, 8 different bosses coming to tell you about inane stuff, memos, things that don't even matter. There's restructuring that happens all the time, like that happens in this movie, where people get fired. There are always people who have jobs that just don't matter. And also everyone's always afraid of losing their job because they literally don't do anything, because working in an office is so soul-sapping that you really do only get like a little bit of work done in a day, and then the rest of the day you're just like scrolling through Reddit or like looking at Instagram or going down a spiral of Wikipedia. Like I remember one time I wasted a whole day in an office I worked at in my early 20s and I was reading about nuclear power plants. That's how much I hated that job. I read for hours about nuclear power plants and nuclear power. So I guess originally Joanna was supposed to be a really small role, and then the producers or executives or network or whoever is in charge of that was like, oh, we need someone who is more well known, and so they actually got Jennifer Aniston to play Joanna. And because she was so high profile, I don't know why, maybe from a little thing called Friends, they expanded her role. So the pieces of flair stuff that's in that movie actually wasn't there early on. It was there because Jennifer Aniston was brought on. Also, I had no idea that Mike Judge is actually the boss who talks to her about her pieces of flair, which is pretty funny.
Joanna, what do you think of a person who only does the bare minimum?
I would say, I don't know if it was meant this way, but the pieces of flair definitely reminds me of how women are often told to be nicer or to smile more. Like she needs to wear this flair, he's comparing her to like some peppy boy who also works at this restaurant. And essentially what he's saying is, oh, you need to be more like this guy. You need to be peppier. You need to wear a lot of flair. And I think that that's really an early version of like, you know, if you were more positive or if you just smiled more, I think, you know, I think it would be better for you. I have also had bosses tell me to smile more, and let me tell you, that's dumb. You know what's funny is bosses tell you things like that, and they should really realize that you only act like that around them because they're awful. So this movie actually didn't do very well when it first came out in theaters, which I think is a bummer. I think it really would have done well. It seems like from what I've read that they got pulled from theaters pretty early. There just seemed to be a butting heads of like the creatives, you know, like Mike Judge and, you know, the people involved in actually creating it and the people who were like financing it and putting it in theaters. And I guess actually one of the producers or just someone kind of high up there said something to Mike Judge along the lines of like, no one wants to watch your little film about ordinary little people or something like that, which I find so astounding. It's so obnoxious. Oh my God. We need more movies like Office Space. All right, everyone, happy Friday. Hopefully you have a nice weekend ahead where you don't have to think about your TPS reports or your stapler or how your boss is gonna make you work or whatever. I hope you have a nice, relaxing, do-nothing weekend. Drink lots of coffee and sleep in and, you know, turn off. In the movie, it's voicemail, but I don't know, turn off your texting. I don't know. You can't turn off anymore. It's just you're always on and everyone can reach you. That's another thing is I hate that bosses can call you on your cell phone. I think that's rude and stupid and no one should be able to reach you on your cell phone. And no boss should be able to text you. It's just, ugh, no. Just say no to boss texts. Anyway, I hope you have a great relaxing weekend and yeah, I don't know what movie I'm gonna do next. I'm thinking it might be something with some claymation. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, like I said, just caffeinate up and enjoy your life and have a great one. I'll see you next time.